You think people are really gonna watch this?
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she wants us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready?
Nigga.
What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I'm here with...
Did you forget?
Huh?
Did you forget?
No, because I had something new I wanted to say, but you know, until I get going, it's not good to try to do new shit. I gotta wait till I warm up.
Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was about to be like, what's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and today is TDS Tuesday.
There you
I was
go.
going to start taking over Tuesdays, calling it TDS Tuesday.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Took a little brain power. But I got it out. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, entertain me for a little bit. Let's make sure we have Instagram on because I fucked that up on a regular basis. All right, what's up? Your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and this is TDS Tuesday, and I am here with.
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all.
And then to my right and Kim's left.
Yes, Keenan Smith. The AI guy, I guess.
Man,
Yes,
that was anticlimactic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's Keenan Smith from Future Conversations with Nerds, the AI guy in North Carolina.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, you came in like, you act like we were still talking about Graham.
Yeah.
Like, man, this
You know, she killed all my energy.
is the nerd.
I mean, and we were going to hype you up because we've been talking about you on the show.
Yeah, it's the guy.
oh,
Yeah.
It's the AI guy.
You know, our
So,
fam.
so now instead of hearing the AI guy, it's this dude.
It's me. No, I'm really excited.
So the dude that has me looking at my bank account every day, like, I don't need all this shit.
Yeah.
I literally, like, yeah, we're going to have a conversation about that because I am signed up for too much. I just see deductions now. I'm like, I don't need all this. I think I'm up to like $125 a month.
And you're not adding the ones that are being taken out of the business account either.
Which ones are those?
Yeah, well, you know, we didn't talk about it.
If it's the ones that's connected to Canva, I done told you we can get rid of that. Because we don't need the ones connected to Canva no more.
Maybe not, because Canva's about to drop a new product update in 2 weeks, so you might have to. So yeah, I'm problematic.
It's a weird addiction right now.
Yeah, it's a very
crazy.
It's weird.
That's $125 a month. I'm like, I got Free Pick. I got
Yeah, Midjourney,
Midjourney.
HeyGen,
I don't think I signed up for HeyGen because that pissed me off.
Gemini.
I definitely have Gemini. I have 11 Labs. I have ChatGPT Pro. I have Lovable.
Yes.
Yeah, I got all this shit, man.
Perplexity.
I don't have Perplexity. I don't use Perplexity.
I didn't give you Perplexity?
Give?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Is it free?
For the month? It
for the
was.
month?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, you didn't give me a
So
damn thing.
you ain't put your name on
You
the
didn't
list.
sign up. You were in the office hiding.
No, I was in the well. Y'all want to know where I was at during Black Singularity? So I didn't come dressed right. Like I left to go to the to go get my windows tinted, right? Then I got here, and I'm like, I just don't feel like I'm a good representation of TDS Radio right now. I got no socks on, crazy Nikes, T-shirt from yesterday. I'm like, this, yeah, I can't represent my man like that. He's trying to do some business in here, and now here I go looking like a bum with keys again. I'm always walking around with fucking janitor keys. I'm like, this isn't right. I don't want to be that guy.
Not for the first one.
Yeah.
Not for the first one.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. So, but we're proud of the event.
Yes, it went great.
Let's well, do we do birthdays and stuff today or not?
Well, we can, because
Okay.
you know,
Do you know anybody with a birthday today, Keenan?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan Alcover in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know people out there.
Yeah.
Our niggas is local. We're like, so Raleigh, Pittsburgh. You're like, yeah, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you guys here locally are special too. So we got Lou Sean, happy birthday. We got Brandon Williams, happy birthday. I don't know who Anita So Focused is, but happy birthday. It's your 50th, so definitely happy birthday. My man G Johnson, happy birthday. And then yesterday was a birthday we probably should announce. Krista, Big Lee's lady.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
You're missing a really, really big one that you did not announce at all.
Yara's birthday.
Yeah.
That was on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had me rocking and rolling and doing kid shit all weekend long.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Mr. Bullock, happy birthday. Nastasia, happy birthday. Chanel Curtis, happy birthday. Guy from my high school, the Super Brothers. There's twins. So happy birthday, Super Brothers. Literally, their last name is Super, and they are twins.
I remember that.
And they went to Central Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
They're Italian.
I remember that.
That's
Yeah.
dope. I gotta change my last name. Dope. I'm
So imagine having a twin brother and y'all name is Super.
Yeah.
We come up in the 80s. So everything was like Super this and Super that, like for the Mario Brothers and all that.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I guess. Chad Carpenter, happy birthday, and happy birthday, everybody. So, yeah, then let's go ahead and do what we do for our birthday tune. I'm not ready. Here's what's funny. I sang this song to Yara instead of regular happy birthday,
Oh, really?
and she loves it.
Oh.
So here we go. Happy birthday. Oh, wait. I can't mute it, so I gotta have to check to make sure our internet is working right. Because it'll run slow. We won't see anybody.
Okay. Oh, this ain't good. This is the church version. I thought y'all was gonna do the Stevie Wonder version.
No.
Nobody knows the words to it.
No.
People can hear us right now too while we're singing it. People can hear us. I forgot because we can't do it. I think it's even more hilarious to be talking while the song is going on.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay! And as the saying goes, continue to have continue to have a good day. What the hell? That is not the saying. As the saying goes, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating from the Sibs. Y'all gotta understand, I'm tired right now. As soon as I see that our internet keeps going from numbers to no numbers to numbers, it scares me because that means that there's some internet glitches going on. So I am terrified right now, right? I hate that. So if you are here, yeah, I was saying. So what we are going to do though is talk about our guest and let our guest do a little bit of talking. So we had mentioned and hinted around the Black Singularity. We also had advertised the Black Singularity here on TDS Radio, and now we have the gentleman who is the owner, the founder of Black Singularity here.
Yes.
So talk to us about the Black Singularity and a little bit about Katie Nurks.
Yeah. So first off, thank you guys for having me up here.
Happy to do it.
Like
No problem at all.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. You guys are the coolest people that I've met since I've been back in North Carolina. So I'm always
Well, thanks.
I am just happy to be here. Okay, so the Black Singularity is this idea that I had actually years ago. And the concept came from the understanding that minorities, Black people, brown people are just not filling these tech spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And that needs to change. And part of the problem is just accessibility. So there's a stat that came out that says 6% of Americans get science and technology news from their social media. Out of that 6, if we look at the demographics breakdown, like Black and brown people are less, like a whole lot less than that. So I wanted to do in real life events to help people understand artificial intelligence, virtual reality, all the innovative technology that are coming up. And I'm excited that we had our first event.
Yeah.
It went very well.
It did.
The Black Singularity is going to be doing two unique things, which is giving away information and putting the technology in the hands of the people. So we gave away about $3,500 worth of tech and put those in the hands of the participants that came through. Everyone's excited. Some people were mad. Some people were mad. But we did give every single person that came a AI membership to Perplexity. So they walked away with that. The day after we gave that to everyone who came through, Perplexity released their new browser comment. So everyone got a chance to look at the future of using the internet on their computer. So,
which I currently have installed on my computer. So
we're gonna have to take a hold real quick because.
So everyone got a chance to look at the future.
Why is everything always not
This damn show. Like, what in the entire hell? Why is our sound like that? That's why I said something was wrong. I knew it. I could feel it. Like when our numbers fluctuate up, down, things like that, something is wrong. So now, let's see if we sound right now. Because what the hell was that? There we go.
There we go. So Keenan, everything that you said, say it again.
Okay. All right.
Because this is terrible. All right. But we're good now.
We're good.
We got Keenan here and the damn mayoral candidate coming, and our shit is.
All right.
Continue, my brother.
Okay.
Well, I think they heard you.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
that's the thing. It just wasn't. It wasn't as crisp.
Clear.
It wasn't as clear as this.
Okay.
We done told y'all niggas to tell us. Anyway. So
yeah,
tech, space,
Yes.
things like this.
Yes.
We had another young lady, the name of
Tossie.
Totsi,
Tossie.
T-O-C-I, correct?
Mhm.
Tossie. When Tossie came here, we made a joke, but it's also something serious that we need to not be fearful of AI. And no, I wasn't saying it as like, I was saying it as like you teaching that people shouldn't be afraid of AI. Like you say it as a matter of fact, like,
Yeah.
but there, so I'll give you an example. The cohort that I just started with the kids, one of the parents said to me in the parent meeting, does my daughter have to use AI? Because we're not an AI comfortable family yet. And so I said, well, we'll show you how to do tools, use all tools available. And if AI is not one of those, then that's fine. But I would ask to give it a chance. But mom said they're not an AI family yet. And she was not comfortable with that.
No one has showed me any proof yet that is convincing that AI is a threat to humanity. What I have seen and what we have seen through media and movies is that there are bad actors that are going to be a threat to humanity that use AI as a tool. But AI itself isn't going to wake up one day and be like, I can't see
You
that.
can. Fuck the people.
Yeah. Fuck the people. I'm just gonna kill everyone.
Right.
Because I think what people tend to forget is AI is a tool that's used to solve very hard problems for humanity. The easiest way to, I guess, do one of these scenarios where it's like, well, how do we fix the earth? Why is the earth, like, first of all, why is the earth the highest priority than humanity? But that's a whole nother conversation. But if we gave AI the task and said, how do we fix the earth? If the quickest answer AI comes up with is kill all the humans on earth, then AI is not the AI that we need to be building because it's supposed to help us solve very hard problems. I empathize with the young student's family that says we are not an AI family yet. I think there's different issues, especially when you're talking about religion and spirituality. And I just came from a speaking event at a church where they talked about how technology in the past has been like this thing that they're like, oh, it's of the devil. It's something we need to keep out of the church. But
till they figure out how to make money off of it.
Essentially, yes.
Now, if we can virtually pass this pot with using AI and touch more families,
we'll make some money.
Because they didn't want to stream at first either. Streaming was a bad idea until we need everybody in the church. We need everybody in the church. Then when they seen that streaming money stopped, well, be where you're most comfortable.
when you can do the collection plate on the mobile app, then
Yeah.
it makes sense. So I'm empathetic to those people, but at the same time, I like
Cash App the king.
Shut up.
So what you have to understand, especially if you have kids, this is extremely important. We've already passed the internet boom where a lot of people were made very wealthy. We've already passed the crypto boom where a lot of people were made very wealthy. How many opportunities is God going to put in your face before you're just like, maybe I should pay attention. Maybe my kids need to understand this thing because I'm going to be long dead and gone and they're going to have to survive in a world that's completely different than what I can even imagine.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, like you said, there were people who were extremely apprehensive about the usage of the internet and felt like, oh, my privacy is already invaded. But could you talk about how you've already given that up once you sign up for an email account?
Yeah. Email, Facebook, Instagram, your privacy, your data is the product. Your privacy is the product. So like, I think people are just romantic about ways that things have been and they want to have a boogeyman to fight against. So oftentimes, sorry, mom, but oftentimes I'm having conversations with my parents or other people in my family, and we're talking about these AI things, and they're saying things, and I'm like, well, where's the data to prove that? Or where are you getting that from? And it's one of those things where it's like, well, that's what I heard. And
from who?
Exactly.
Where are the stats?
Exactly.
Well, I was scrolling.
Or they. It's always that's what they said.
Who's
Yeah,
they?
Yeah, the boogeyman.
I was scrolling, and that's what they said.
Yeah.
So what is the truth about AI?
The truth about AI is right now we don't have AI. What we have right now is very, very good pattern matching, pattern recognition tool that is getting better and better. But it is not going to, right now we're not at a place where AI is going to be solving humanity's biggest problem. We're kind of getting there. And you guys know this from using Perplexity, from using ChatGPT. Like sometimes it's just stupid. Sometimes it gets the stuff wrong. AI is not.
Girl, that is not what I asked for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're getting to a better place. But right now it's just not it. Do we need to be scared of it? No, we actually need to be embracing it. One of the examples that I gave during the Black Singularity event, and at another event I was speaking at, is if you use Midjourney right now. Midjourney is an image generation tool, so it allows you to type in the type of image you want, and AI generates that image for you, right? If you go into Midjourney, you type in just something like, create a photo of a man walking his dog. 99% of the time, the man that comes out of that image is going to be a white man. And this is across the board for all image generation tools. Why I say we need to be more in the conversations of building AI is because we need representation. We don't need another technology to come along where we're not at the table.
Right.
And they're looking for us to be at the table, but culturally, we don't have an affinity for STEM, which is another problem altogether that we can talk about another time. So we need to be at the forefront of this technological innovation and figure out like, how can I build something to give to the community that is less biased? How can I be a part of the conversation? Like I want to do this. I want my voice to be heard for my culture and for my community.
So I got a question, because I like the fact that we can do some things like live.
Yeah.
So can you show us like your point right now? So we're in Midjourney, and I'll also put this up on our screen here so you can see it.
Absolutely.
About what you were talking about when it comes down to
Explore.
Yeah, let's go there. Yeah, there we go. Now they see what you got going. Come on, man. Don't come on my show correcting me.
Nigga said explore.
Yeah.
So click on the create over to the left hand side.
Okay.
There we go. And it's going to generate some images there. And yeah, we can do man walking a dog. We can do, this is my favorite, beautiful. I can't spell. It knows what I mean. Beautiful woman at the park. We're going to let that load.
Oh shit.
My guy, what?
It's over to the there we go. Yeah.
But like they can see it. That didn't mean what they were looking at. See, I'm trying new things, man. You leave me alone.
My guy, what's going on?
Debunked you. That's a black. Nope. No.
No,
She,
no,
no,
she looks a little Puerto Rican.
She's black.
something. Rich success.
Is she black?
She's black.
Person.
But they gave you 3 out of 4.
Man.
But maybe that might be because I have other black prompts below. See what I'm saying? Because when I asked for a nurse, this is what they gave me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very Disney-like.
Yeah. Then this was supposed to be for something else I was working on. But yeah. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they gave us a Latino man for
I was going to say,
rich,
who is that?
successful
Pedro
person.
Pascal?
I was saying the last one, that's Cuba all day, isn't it? So,
but yeah,
but this is the point that you're trying to make,
the
is
point that I'm
that
trying to make it. We ran this 10 times. We'll probably get 2 or 3.
Right.
so you ran it 3, and we only got one
black
woman.
Yeah.
So let's try something else and see if we get a black man. What is it going to take to get a black man?
To say I want a black man.
Say thug.
Okay.
Thuggish. Let's see what happens.
Model portraying thuggish.
If it comes up black, we are done. I am canceling my membership ASAP.
I'm not.
Say, well, maybe we should stop being thugs. It better not. Mid Journey, you better not. You better
it's
not.
already starting off dark. Oh,
You
wait,
better
wait,
not.
What?
wait.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
What was
yeah.
this,
Samurai?
Lupe Fiasco?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. That's
Well, what?
not
We got
good.
2 samurais.
We got tribal.
But it's still black.
Interesting.
Click on it.
Which one?
Animated. See what happens.
This guy?
Yeah, click on that one.
All right.
Okay, so he's
That's actually
black.
pretty dope.
He's black. He's definitely black.
Black
Yeah.
Samurai.
Yeah, black samurai. And he's a light skinned brother. He's that afro.
Well, that's not good.
Well,
Let's put if we put urban or city thug, what would happen? Like, let's say like a urban.
Let's not use the word thug.
Okay, let's try another word that. Let's see, because this is pissed me off.
Click on the X over. Yep.
You want the damn mouse?
You know, I live in these tools, man. I live here. This is where I am.
So okay, let's remove thug. How do we get a normal black man on the screen?
let's say urban radio host.
Oh,
Urban radio host.
See what happens.
This is why black people need to learn their AIs, because we're not included in none of it.
unless we use some.
Now, who is this looking
stereotype.
crazy?
Come on, Kendrick Common. What?
Okay.
Why is he on the middle finger?
Because you said urban. That's what we do.
Oh.
Oh man.
That's what we do, urban guys.
Okay, so the urban.
This ain't bad.
Nah, the
urban
last 2.
is
No, this is what is going on here.
What's the first people?
A dope ass cartoon
Let's
that we're about
see.
to start.
Look at her earrings.
The Vatos.
Oh, they're adorable.
They are.
Okay.
Okay.
So saying this to say,
We're not involved in this AI thing 100%.
No, and yeah, that's going to be one of the biggest issues. So, who is your audience? Who's your
Everybody, man.
everybody? Okay, so right now, if you're a parent, this is my plea to you.
What?
There's 2 big tools that you can get your parents
Oh.
to use right now.
Mhm.
I mean, you can get your kids to use if you're a parent.
All right.
One is Notebook LM from Google, is a free tool. And the reason why Notebook LM is so important is because it gives your kids the ability to guide their own learning.
Go ahead, type it in, man. Notebook LM.
Notebook LM, yep. Google's Notebook LM, AI research tool, thinking partner.
Okay.
So my sister uses this. If you're a student in class and you get a study guide from a teacher, if you put that study guide into Notebook LM, you get an AI tutor that can generate a podcast for you so you can understand the material audibly. You can get it to create, they've updated it since the last time we talked about it. Now you can get a video created so that if you're a visual learner, you can have a visual understanding of the material and learn that way.
Huh.
So there's the written, there's the audio, there's the video, and you can just learn whatever you need to and have the AI help you understand at a very basic level.
So what do I do again?
So if you scroll up,
Mhm.
all you need is a Gmail account and it's free. You can just hit try Notebook LM.
Mhm.
It'll open up where you can create notebooks. Yep, there we go.
Mhm.
And then you can just create a new notebook. And once you create a new notebook, it'll ask you to upload sources. Your kids should know how to drag and drop a file on here. You might not know, but your kids should know.
Mhm.
And then once they do that, they'll be able, if you hit X,
Mhm.
they'll be able to go in the middle, ask the information question, ask the AI questions. They can go over to the right-hand side, hit audio overview. That's going to create a podcast about the information so they can hear the answers and hear.
Dope.
Video overview will create a 4 to 5 minute video about the information, and it'll do it in different styles. You can get a mind map, you can get reports.
Flashcards.
My favorite is flashcards and quizzes about the information. So you no longer got to write a flashcard and then what does that say? I don't know. You can do it interactively on here. So this changes the game. This is the first tool that I would tell every parent to get their student, to get their child accustomed to and using so they can take back their education.
Okay.
The second tool.
Type it in. I think people are looking at it. Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Well,
they were looking at just the regular screen. They
well,
didn't.
then what are we sharing?
We're sharing not that page. We're sharing the other one. Yeah, we're sharing that.
Oh shit, my gad. Okay, well we were giving it. Y'all didn't tell me what the hell.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. I
Well,
thought
if
it
you
would
look at
transfer over.
Instagram down there, it'll show you what you're saying.
Damn, so y'all missed all that. My bad. Go ahead. Next one.
All right, next page. Just go to Notebook LM. No, I'm not sponsored by Google, but Google if you want to give
Well,
me
I
that
can
job.
give it. You know what? Here. I can give it to y'all real quick because we do want people to know that. So which one is it?
Top one.
This one?
Top one.
Okay.
No,
Nope. It's this one. Okay. So as he was saying, what you want to do is add the source in the middle. Then once you add the source in the middle, you want to do audio or
overview or
video or
overview.
mind map.
Yep, or quizzes or flashcards, and the AI is going to generate the custom quiz for whatever material you put in here.
I'm gonna try that when I get home. I ain't got to pay for it, right?
No, this is free as long as you have a Gmail account.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
So the crazy part about it is they're gonna say your education part is free. Now let's see who uses it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Let's see who uses. Now everybody else wants to create all the bullshit. We see all the other bullshit all day long.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Nobody's showing this.
that was going to be my next question. So, say if you want to learn certain things, like someone may say, "I want to learn a language."
I need to learn how to speak a Spanish. Speak it a Spanish. That's what I need to learn how to speak.
So, if someone wants to learn
In a year.
Would you?
Sorry.
Someone wants to learn a language.
Yes.
Fast.
Yes.
What tool could you or should you use in order to do that?
So, of course, there's Duolingo. Duolingo, you can absolutely use. Google just actually released
That's what Yara uses.
an update to their Google Translate app, which now teaches you any language that you want to learn the same way that Duolingo does, but just not the gamification.
Well, where the hell is that at on Google?
It's
Google
free.
Translate.
It's free in Google Translate app. You might have to update it, but it's free. And
Okay.
it teaches you whatever language. You can talk to it. The AI talks back and you can,
Awesome. Awesome.
I need that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That is cool.
Go ahead with your
Okay.
next site. You were saying the
So
site
the
number 2 for
second tool,
parents.
the second tool, if you're a parent that you want your kid to be using right now, and this one is not free. Well, it is free up to a certain point, but that's going to be lovable. I think it's lovable.
AI.
Is it AI?
I pay for this one.
Lovable.ai or lovable.dev?
It might be lovable.dev.
Click on it again.
Yeah, because there it is. This
Okay.
one.
So share the screen. Share the
Yes,
screen.
I'm not.
No, look at Instagram. It'll show
Y'all
you.
niggas, man. I don't move fast enough. My video game days are over. Now I play Ninja Turtles.
There we go. Okay, so
There we go. Like, stop. No.
once this pops up, this is lovable. Now, the reason why you want your kids to start using this is because this is programming and building websites without having to know how to code.
Mm.
And right now, I think I was reading a stat where it said 80% of majority Black-owned schools do not have a computer science class in high school.
I can agree with that. I
In
know
high
that for a
school.
fact.
Wow.
Mhm.
So this AI is doing amazing things like democratizing skills. If you can get your kids to just be interested in talking to AI
Mhm.
to build a website that they can use for whatever their interest is, it doesn't have to be a portfolio. But what I find myself using this for is building my own software to help me do a job better, right? So instead of having to pay, let's say 20, you can build your own mid journey and only have to pay like the $10 or $15 a month for.
Wait a minute. See, I almost cussed. Now, how the hell do you do that?
Yeah. So
Well, wait, we'll get into that after.
it
That's
gets-
what I wanted to show you all is Keenan is 1000% correct. And one of the things that I do with the young men and women that I work with is I actually use this tool. So two of our students that I work with at the Future Founders are using this currently to build their websites. So Ari, who if you watched this program before, Ari has used this to build her website, and this is it. Now, here's what I'll tell you. Besides introducing her to the app, I did nothing else. So she got in here and started to learn how to manipulate, operate, connect her pictures, because now you can just upload pictures and AI knows where to put them.
Yes.
The one student I had found out how to do her registration page. Our internet is moving extremely slow. That's why it's not popping up. But I wish I could show you, because then she also found a way without even using shareable or what is it called? The one that you had to use for registrations and all that stuff.
Superbase.
Superbase. She learned how to use and create her database so that now you don't have to use Superbase.
Yes.
So she manipulated it, figured it out on her own. And I
Yes.
tell you, these kids are 16, 17 years old, but besides introducing the app to them, they did their own work.
So what I
wish it
love,
would pop up.
and I think this goes back to what you were saying, Keenan. Like, yes, what we're doing now is powerful, but we still need, the ability to be creative to allow the room to create
There it
this
is.
stuff. So the fact of like you just introduced one product to them and then they took this and ran with it.
Correct.
Shows that even though we have these powerful things like Lovable, like Midjourney, we still need creatives in these spaces to be able to make this, dope.
Yes, because it was her vision. So if you see, like, it did pop up. This is her menu. She's got to add the pictures, but it's there.
Awesome.
How she's going to take her orders. I don't think it's going to. Yeah, so you can place your order here. Then she has like her gallery set up.
Awesome.
That's her in the middle.
This all looks like a Wix website.
And she did all this. Her about, she took
Good
her
for
picture
her.
down, but she
Yes.
did have the picture on the right-hand side. She wants to use another picture. You know how y'all ladies are about pictures.
Absolutely.
Here's her get in touch. She created that. It all goes to her email once it's
Awesome.
done.
Now, how long did it take her to create this?
35 minutes.
Look at that.
Look at that.
35 minutes
I'm
to
so
create
proud of
this
the-
thing.
I believe the children in our future.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it took her 35 minutes to actually build the framework. And of course, when you go back in to do the details, she even has a frequently asked question page.
Yes.
We told her to set up her reviews, so she has a review page.
So then now, Keenan, with things like this, for someone who's starting off as an entrepreneur, who is like, okay, I got my website, now I need for my website to be found. So how
Yeah.
can AI help with things like SEO?
So that's a great question. We have to sit down for a much longer time. So what I will say is traditional SEO is dead. And I'm calling it prematurely because you can still get your website found through Google. But what we're finding, if you go look at the data, is that everything is trending into searches into GPT, Perplexity, and even there's another one, Gemini, GPT, Perplexity, and there's another search engine that people are using. So if you want to build a presence and do SEO today, what you really have to focus on is three things. You have to focus on your social media game. You're going to have to focus on YouTube, which is interesting. And you're going to have to focus on making sure that the words that you have on your website are relevant so that AI can read it and then be like, okay, I think this is important enough to show in the results. And I think a lot of people are missing the first two formers, which is social media and YouTube. When we think of doing SEO, we think about, okay, I need to write blog posts.
Mhm.
If you go to ChatGPT and search something, what you're going to find when they look at the sources is you're going to see YouTube in there, you're going to see Reddit in there, and you're going to see Twitter, or X it's called now, or something else. Social media is underrated. You don't have to go viral. You just need to build context about your business on social media. So when we talk about SEO, I would look at those three things
There we go.
in an
Look at
AI
y'all.
future.
So for an entrepreneur who is by themselves and
Yes.
it's like, okay, I hear you.
Yes.
I have my website. I know I need to build up, my digital footprint and, my social media and all that, but it's just me.
Yes.
What tools do they need in order to help them with their social media campaigns and to work in an efficient manner?
Oh man, there's a lot of tools that it can rattle off, but what I would love for people to understand is that there's a couple of different ways in which you can have your narrative on social media. You can talk about the product and you can sell, or there's this new thing that's happening right now with all the young kids in California where
What was that?
I don't know, with all the young kids in California, and what they're doing is founder-led messaging. So instead of just talking about your product and trying to sell your service, you're actually bringing people along for the journey.
Mhm.
So you're not just talking about, oh, I created these nice candles and they smell so good and you should buy them. They're actually saying, this week was shit, and I did this with my product. I'm really excited for you guys to finally hear about it when it comes out. But you're doing like the behind the scenes work, and that is marketing, and that's telling a story that then people can identify with, galvanize behind, and stick with you.
Can you say that again? Because I don't know how many times Ken and I say that and people don't listen to us.
Yeah.
You have to tell a story.
Just tell the story.
Bring people along in your journey. Make yourself relatable.
Don't let the likes, shares, and follows discourage you from just telling the behind the scenes of how you're starting the business.
Boom. Thank you, Keenan.
I'm glad to be of service.
Yeah, because literally that's what we say all the time. And the thing that I'm riding on the most, even when I'm working with people at my job, community is key. And the more that you can build your community through your social media, which is not always promoting the product, but just being more relatable, it ends up going a lot further, faster. You can do it the old school way. You can try to, and that whole get it out the mud slave style. Like you can try that if you want to, but then when you don't see everybody else developing and you still picking cotton and them fingertips is hurting because you're just not doing it right, the bottom line is you did not build a community. Build your community first and stop running to these financial institutions, asking them to give you money and you have no data behind you.
Yeah.
If you build a community, they're going to give you the money because they want your community.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Let's talk about that for a second, because that's something that people aren't thinking about as well. AI is doing something really interesting where 3 years ago, we were high tech. Everybody wanted to run social media ads and everybody wanted to build their digital online presence. What AI is allowing for right now is for a high touch approach where in real life events are key. You going to that entrepreneurial meetup and talking to someone face to face about your product is more valuable than you running a Facebook ad. And a lot of people aren't thinking about that because we've been taught for the last 10 years or so with the social media boom that, oh, you got to be on the ads and you have to get organic reach and all that. But you're discounting now like that saturated market. What's no longer saturated is actually going in and galvanizing people in your local communities and local areas and starting there to build your moat around your product. That's something that's not being talked about enough. And that's something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I'll put it to y'all like this. And this is real life in time statistics. We had at my job, as y'all know, I work with youth as well that are an entrepreneur. We're about to start an entrepreneurial cohort that's going to last 12 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had 2 people signed up. We put out stuff on LinkedIn. We put out stuff on Facebook. We did all that. I went old school, cold call, and just started calling parents, teachers, and everything else. Within 2 weeks, we had 22 kids signed up. Old school, like, because the other, like you said, how many emails are they getting with
Mhm.
stuff in it?
Yes.
Mhm.
How many text messages are they getting that they're not? Now, what I noticed was, which is actually crazy, because coming from a sales background, people usually didn't answer the phone. So you
Mhm.
sent emails because they didn't. Every single parent that I called answered the phone. Then I had 2 that didn't. I sent them a text message to tell them who I was and why I called. They called right back.
Yeah. And I think this is to your point, Keenan, when you were opening up at Black Singularity, is that you still need that personal touch when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
And just in general, people are looking for human connection because they're just so overwhelmed and inundated by, just auto, whether it's emails, whether it's social media, whether it's text messages, that if you can just actually talk to a person now and, like you said, build your community, that takes you a lot further. And it's funny that now we're going back to the old ways of how to market, because that's just how life is.
And distribution is key. Like before, they were saying like on social media, you have to build content. Get 5 to 10 pieces of content out per day. It was all about content. Now it's distribution. Now it's about, like, how's your Facebook doing? How's your YouTube doing? Those are saturated. How's your in life events? Like, if you put something on Eventbrite or Luma, can you get 15 people to show up? And if you can get 15 people to show up, that's conversion that some other business, when everyone's able to make their own websites and mobile apps, that's something that Meta's going to see and be like, here's a $50,000 check for you to advertise to these people that you can get come walk in the door. So it's a different game that we're headed into because of AI. I didn't know I was going to be over here talking about marketing.
Sorry, man. Preach.
But it all works, because the biggest thing that people are afraid of now is that AI is going to replace them in some sort of way. And a lot of it is marketing. Yeah. And I think people are just so caught up in, well, I have to learn, but they're not taking it back to, the original state of, you still have to have that human connection. These things are to help with your, to work faster and your efficiency. Like I told you before, I can't thank you enough for introducing me to Perplexity and ChatGPT and Midjourney.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're a bad crack dealer right now. Because you see me scratching. I done signed up for so many damn AI things that
it depends.
It's
on
a
what
child support payment.
Well,
you know,
we don't have that.
When you see, I'm telling you what it's like. When you just see shit coming off your check, you're like, now damn, I forgot about that.
I'm still in it.
So I'm telling you, man.
It depends on what, like Keenan and I were talking about last week. It depends on what you're using it for. Like I have each program for something specific. So that's why I'm like, no, I can't really let go of certain ones because I'm going to run to it and I need it.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to borrow some accounts. I mean, I'm gonna have to start borrowing some accounts because I can't. Then he hits me up as if I'm supposed to be like, yo, he's like, yeah, VO just dropped. I'm like, man, am I signed up for this?
You should be.
That's what the crack dealers do. Hey, man, got a new deal for you. Test it out. Yeah, take a hit. I'm over there like, oh, you got any more of that AI, baby? Like,
now that's how it feels. I think I'm $400 a month.
Whoa.
In AI services, and I'm about to go up another $100 a month.
Jesus,
because things are just moving so fast.
Yeah.
And
this is an investment into what it is that you do. So that's something completely different.
Well, let me disclaimer. I am a single man with no children and no real responsibilities. I am not advocating that anybody goes out and irresponsibly just drops $400 a month on some random AI stuff.
Right.
Don't do that.
So for someone who is an entrepreneur, they're a startup. They probably don't even have the budget, but they know they need. Where do they start?
Okay, so what type of entrepreneur? Oh, man, that's a whole nother thing we got to talk about. I need not just Black people. I need people in general to stop chasing the entrepreneurial lifestyle, and we can talk about that. But I just, because there's something better than being an entrepreneur, and I wish someone would have told me when I was starting Aggie's Land when I was at A&T. But there's something better than being an entrepreneur, and I think from a cultural standpoint, if we start leaning into young people to think about being the best product managers they can be instead of entrepreneurs, that's going to open up 2 doors for you. One is going to make you a better business person, and second is going to make you recruitable if your entrepreneur venture doesn't work out. So that's a whole nother conversation we can talk about later. It depends what type of entrepreneur they are on tool set that I would give them. If they're trying to build a software product, instead of ChatGPT, you're going to be using Claude. You're going to be using HeyGen, and you're going to be using FreePick. Claude is going to allow you to build your website, is going to allow you to create the content. We know that Claude is a better writer than ChatGPT. So it sounds a little bit more human, more empathetic. HeyGen, for the fact that they allow you to create a digital avatar. So if you're a founder and you have problems with getting in front of the camera and talking with a little bit of credibility and authenticity, you can create your own AI avatar. You can give it the script that you want it to read, and you then can control the emotes and how it's talking and saying the things, laughing and stuff like that in the video. So that allows you to create content at scale with you and tell your story to people and then post it online. And then I would introduce you to FreePick, because FreePick allows you to go and generate a lot of images using different AI image models for like $20 a month.
Yeah,
something.
man.
Something.
Yeah, man. It's $20, man.
I don't even look at my bank account anymore because I know it's coming up.
Yeah, it's 20, bro.
Yeah, it's 20. So from a marketing standpoint, and I just did this I'm building a lady's website in California, and she gave me some product picks that were
meh.
Yeah. So I took her products, I went to FreePick, and I used their image generator to create some dynamic pictures of her product sitting on a beach with some lemongrass behind it and a dog walking in the background. And her hero image just looks phenomenal. Like her whole thing looks legit. So images, AI avatar, so that you can continue to communicate on digital platforms, and then Claude, because that's going to help you build your website, do your marketing, and any other technology that you need.
Stop right there.
Okay. There we go.
Because I can't have you're giving up too much game for free. And I need you to get paid for any further consultations
All right.
in your information.
You're right.
You all right? Stop
Right.
right there.
You're
And also, we're talking about community, and we have our next guest here.
Yes.
So before you get ready to slide off,
Before you stay.
yeah, you can stay as well. I'm not kicking you out the building, but you know.
Get out.
Yeah, no. I'm not doing that. But you know, you understand. Right now. Ain't that messed up?
So anyway.
So I mean, you know, we do have a mayoral candidate here. I mean, just sit tight, my boy. We'll be right back with you. Like,
yeah, that AI stuff. So anyway.
Yeah.
just saying, my boy. You know, we cool. Like, we family. You can come back anytime. Like, but no, just joking.
You are welcome.
Yeah, no, you don't. Please don't. You don't have. Matter of fact, don't leave yet. But
I'll go
Drop-
work.
yeah.
I'll go work out.
yeah. You know, it's co-working spot. Fine, you'll be good. So, give us your social media. How can somebody get in contact with you? Give the website, all that good stuff. Because are you using the NERCs or are you using Black Singularity?
I'm going to start using the NERC. So
Okay.
at this point, I've been talking for so long. I am going to start up my influencer life and just create content on Instagram and YouTube again.
It's right there. Put it in the comment section.
Oh, okay.
So they can get you.
Okay. Katie Nerks. That's on Instagram. Oops. That's on Instagram, and YouTube is the Nerks. And then my email is, I had to think about it. Millennials got so many emails. KatieNerks.com. There we go. All right.
Okay.
All right.
There,
Cool.
there it is. It's all there.
All right.
All right. Bet. Cool. So yeah, man, make sure you support Black Singularity. Make sure you support the NERCs. Make sure you support everything that you see another young brother doing who's trying to give you the heads up of, let's not get behind this, because then we'll be marching and protesting and
all right,
bothering our mayoral candidate about how did we get with these AIs? You ain't tell us about these AIs. Because you know we like to put S on the back of everything. AIs.
Let's take a break. So
you know it's true.
We're
Now it's going to be somebody else's problem because they didn't want to listen when somebody's telling you, let's get ahead of the curve on this one, or at least let's ride the wave. We might not be able to get in front of the wave, but let's ride it. let's not be fearful of it because, you know, the coach in me is saying to y'all, your competitors using it.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So if your competitors using it, you better smarten up.
Well, your competitor's not even using it yet, so it's better for you to get ahead of your competitors because if it's local, they're just using ChatGPT.
Right, and you can tell at this point. Like, okay, all right.
Anyway, yes.
And we about to just hide this dude because I don't want to give y'all all of our tricks because y'all gonna be like, no. So what y'all? Who would he do for y'all? Nothing.
Nothing for free.
Yeah. So we'll be right back with you. This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. Hang tight. Oh, for real? That's it?
To be in the studio.
Oh, that's what's up. I'm glad you're here. After everybody gets I'm over here because I've been trying. I've been played 4 times. So the fact that you're here, let's enjoy it. Let's do it. And this will be on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
I gotta add you. I learned. I was just like, oh, social media is not a thing. You teach me. Learn that from me.
Leave the camera. 10145.
It's just like so good.
Yeah. Oh, you got it? Are you in numerology?
It actually. It was,
That's all.
or maybe
But
we
look,
can.
But look, you know, but that's just how art works. Like, I mean, exactly. It's like, he could like.
Like that. We go with the parents on the two blues.
Yeah.
And they divorced. They split. I don't know. I'll make it work though. Paying you? Yeah, but they ain't paying you.
Whoa. Wait.
I'm sorry, we need a fourth chair in here.
All right.
Bring Keenan on.
Oh, yeah.
Have a seat.
And then,
Okay.
make sure you can hear yourself.
Oh, that's fine. I hear music.
Okay, good.
I hear you. Oh, so yeah, I'm really excited.
Good.
I told you I'm gonna be a regular. Be a regular.
So excited.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with.
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all.
And this is TDS Tuesday. So you seen that we had some AI information and some education, and one of the things that we talked about was community. In community, we have leadership. You like that tie-in?
My God.
Smooth, not even smooth.
Hey.
There we go. So, as one of the leaders in the community, we know that there's a position. That position is mayor, and we have a mayoral candidate here with us. Miss Bell, how are you doing?
I am fabulous.
Great. I like the. I can't hear it in the headphones. I can only hear it, but it sounded like it came out good.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
head. It did it.
It did.
Okay, that's great. So you got a voice for this.
I guess.
Okay.
Say I do. I mean, this is good.
You know how everybody
I'm
goes to that
excited.
nice little octave to make sure they just so smooth. on that
Before you
mic.
know it,
By the time we're done, like, let me tell y'all.
It's a microphone. I mean,
Yeah.
being on stage and having to introduce
Mhm.
numerous performances.
Mhm.
yes.
It's a mic.
And you have an extensive history of being a performer.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I love. And the funny thing, when I first seen you at the Kids Vote Durham event, I was like, she dresses like a dancer.
Yeah.
I wonder if she is one. And
Because Kim is an art school kid. She went to art school
Because
as
you
well.
can tell they have certain aesthetic, the way they walk, and how they present themselves, and even how they sit. I was like, she looks like a dancer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All that black I wear.
Hello.
And my red lip.
Hello.
That's a stage.
Yes,
thing.
ma'am.
That's
Yes,
a stage
ma'am.
thing, yes.
As soon as
what's
I
up.
read that, I was like, clock it. Yes.
So we met Miss Bell at the Kids Voting Durham. We got a chance to actually be at Hillside High School, where kids took the chance to ask all of the people who are running questions.
Mhm.
And it was a roundtable event. We just jumped in and said that we would help out and film. And then I just got close to Miss Bell and said, hey, can we talk to you a little bit? Because we're in Durham. We are entrepreneurs in Durham. I work in Durham. And so we just wanted to find out more about Durham. And you have history in Durham.
Yes.
So if you could just start with talking about what Durham means to you before we even get into just the political side, what does Durham mean to you?
Love.
Mhm.
You know, it's one of those things where in this process of running a campaign and even on my website, it reads that love.
Mhm.
And someone had commented, they were like, I think you should remove that, because if you go and it's like going for a job interview and they ask, why might you be doing this? And it's love. No,
Mhm.
that's not enough.
Mhm.
But the reason it's love for me
Mhm.
is because I've been in Durham for pretty much, for the majority of my life.
Mhm.
Right. And Durham wasn't always convenient in the ways that I felt either I was embraced or rejected. But I found my way back. I chose to come back and to continue to pour in to this city that didn't always love me back.
Right.
But that's the unconditional parts of my beautiful, loving relationship with Durham.
Yes.
And within love, there's just so much in it, because there is this sense of community, knowing, seeing, stick-to-itiveness. And that's, I think, why for me that one word represents so much, because it's an amazing gift when it's bestowed upon another.
Yes.
So my word is love, and it's authentically Anjanee.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it just seems like that's my path. People say, "Oh, I don't think that's the right way, Anjanee." But some things you just have to stand on. And I think love is the greatest thing.
Yeah. It's inside of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we joke and tell some of the athletes. So being an athlete has to be in you, not on you, not just wearing the jersey and wearing the helmet. And it sounds like the position itself, that's cool. But I love Durham. I love home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing about home, because I was in a freshman seminar class yesterday at Central, and the professor, she was talking about homecoming to these freshmen, and she made an interesting statement. She said, well, homecoming isn't for you, it's for the alumni. But interesting. Yeah, I know. I thought it was interesting too. But
that's why I'm chuckling. Like,
but
sheesh.
even, right. But I mean, because she's a diehard. But at the same time, when I think about what homecoming is for me, it is that, because I chose to come back to Durham after I felt a little, rejected by Durham. And home it's a centering, it's an anchoring. And sometimes to do that, you have to leave.
Yeah.
And you have to discover a lot of different things about yourself to know where home really is. And, I lived in Mexico. I lived in Spain. I have family in New Orleans, and I've been other places. And then when I was mad with Durham, I moved to Cary just a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't go deep in. I didn't go deep in. But it was just enough to just give myself some breathing room. But no matter where I've been, there's still something about Durham.
Yeah.
And that's what I was even sharing with the students yesterday, for me, because there's a piece that I created, and it's about home. And that's in every space, whether it's me thinking about how I move, me returning to center is a returning to a home place, right? And that's what this should always be for anyone who chooses Durham. It's home, it's a centering, it's a groundedness, and it's love.
I'm thinking, just because I'm sorry, because you'll notice that she's a little bit more serious than me. Everything that's going on in my head, when I think of home, I think of a place where
that's right, Stephanie.
Love's overflowing.
And I feel like I need to dance a little.
Hey, let's get it.
The way it was just being articulated, and she was just dancing on the microphone. I'm like,
I have to know, what was your style? Contemporary. I knew it. Clock it. Hey now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Before we get in, like you said, the political side, what I want to know, you talk about your influence of your parents. Your mother taught you love. She ran the household, smart educator, things like that. And then you talk about your father as well, who is embedded in the Durham community. Spent 16 years as mayor. How do you make sure that you don't get lost in their story and that you're creating your own?
That's a good question. I told you she worked for iHeart, and that's you just trumped my damn little. Well, what did you start with them now?
So and honestly, I appreciate that question, because it goes to my creative practice, and I think about, as I'm running in this race, for me, I'm a purist in many ways. And so what that means is that when I'm in a process, there are things in which I will close out to make sure that whether it's movement, whether it's writing, whether it's the type of campaign, there are things that I know for my being aware of myself that I must do to make sure that whatever I put out into the universe to produce, that it is coming from Anjanee. So what that means is that I'm not looking to someone else's campaign. I'm not looking at another artist. Whatever, if I'm creating a movement work, I'm not looking to anyone else, because what's really important to me is to make sure anything that I'm putting forth, it comes from me, right? That I'm not, I'm gonna be kind. I'm not borrowing. You know, people like to borrow without permission. And it's just one of those things. And, you know,
Yes,
but the
they
one
do.
thing I say is that, yes, I can't, there are some things that they're part of me and part of my fabric, right? My mother, she's an economist. And so, you know, she is the last of 16 children. So there are just things that inherently they're a part of the way in which I've been brought up in this world, right? And my father, I see him all around, right? So it's not one of those things where I can completely detach myself, right? But who Anjanee is, I know how to protect my voice. I know how to stand on my own 2 feet, because that's also the house that I grew up in. You know, even in terms of this campaign, people make many assumptions, and I am 48 years old. Yes, I am. And it feels like I'm a teenager. I've gone back to my teenage years. And why that's important to understand is because I grew up with people making assumptions about what we had, what we didn't have to do, you know, the access that we had, you know, or that just things were just easy because of, and that's so far from the truth. And now fast forward, I'm in this campaign and it feels very familiar. You know, people, instead of, you know, asking the things that they want to know, they make a lot of assumptions and things that are not true. Right. And I'm just someone that the directness comes from my home, but also my directness comes from being a performing artist and being in theater. And so where time is money. And so I appreciate when people, if you have anything about my lived experience and my story, you ask. You know, you don't have to assume. And there's an expression is my mother's from Louisiana, from New Orleans, and she will always have this expression, you know, we can all get naked, you know, and it's an expression just because you put everything out, you know, and people aren't comfortable putting everything out.
Not at all.
Right. And so what I say, even in this process of running for office, because you'll get people and they will say, you know, I could never run because, you know, I have too many things that, you know, I don't want the world to know. Well, freedom is important to me in that regard, because that's just the way in which how I moved as an artist and a working performing artist. Is that anything that I would move through that was challenging in any regard, I moved through it with what I was producing. And so it always kept me, like, things come in and they're out. And so I'm always able to regenerate, which also is a bit challenging too. But competitively, it keeps me constantly ahead, right? Because I'm not stuck. I'm in a constant state of learning and progressing and evolving. And there, you know, and I've made mistakes along the way.
We all have,
you know, but it's one of those things, like in this space, in this present space, I'm excited all the time. You know, yes. Can I be tired? Yes, perhaps, but I only know it when I stop. But the biggest thing about all of this, it's maintaining who I am through the process, right? And it can be very easy to, like, dance in certain spaces.
Yes.
Especially when you're competitive. And people compromise themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important for me to move in ways that I can always be proud. But I'm human,
Yes.
right? And so I understand that dance, and I have people that can remind me of that when I might be on the verge of falling into spaces that are not good for where I am in my journey. And I'm very much anchored by faith, you know, and so that guides me in a lot. But yeah, keeping like people, that's the other assumption that somehow like my father is moving this forward. And that is not the case. That's just,
Right.
I didn't grow up that way. Like I'm really scrappy. I fight for everything I do. Right. And that's because, you know, I grew up in a house where my father kept really clear lines. You know, he didn't blur his serving Durham as in that kind of made its way into our home, which also when you're growing up in it, you don't understand.
Right.
Because, you know, as a young person, you think, you know, why can't you do that for everyone else? Why can't you do it, you know, in your house?
Yeah.
And those are some of the challenging things, I think, when you grow up in a home where you have both parents who are influential in their own right.
Yeah.
It's making sure that somewhere in there you are grounded in ways that you still maintain who you are.
Absolutely.
But arts was a saving grace for me because oftentimes it felt really lonely.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's like that again. You know, it feels very lonely because, you know, you're having to navigate intentions. And I mean, I grew up like having to do that. Understand, like, why are you talking to Anjanee for Anjanee, like, because it's me?
Yes.
Or because of my people.
Or
Yeah.
yes, right? And so that's the part that people they don't think that you're a real person.
Absolutely.
You know, and I've grown up a way.
Yeah.
My skin is very it's very thick. And you know, while I feel things, just some things I'm just like, yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
And so I'm a bit more measured about things.
So for the little Anjanee that's out there, or the little Andrew, who you're speaking so passionately about just being a dancer and the arts. And one of the things that we heard the students talk about or mention was just like having more things to do. What would your run look like for the youth in just making sure that there's established arts and, you know, things that the other things that students can do besides just sports? Because, you know, they want to do things. And to me, as a coach, I think some sports are phasing themselves out. It's just not as popular but then now kids are just like, so now what? So what does that look like to the little Anjanee or little Andrew and them back, you know, and waiting to see what you're going to do?
Right. So the things that I imagine is being able to create those spaces where you can be curious and, you know, try different things. And it's almost like it's like a home. It's a centering as well, because in my home, my mother was so good about embracing my creativity, right? My dreamer status. I mean, I'm a dreamer, right? And I would say, and I'm not just a dreamer, but I do realize dreams too. But, you know, when they could come home and I would have a hotel, I'd have, clearly I was dancing. I had a movie theater because I made with shoeboxes. I would make screens and, you know, and I wrote and I made stories. I deconstructed clothing. I did woodworking. You know, I just explored anything that was moving through my mind. Right. And we need those type of spaces. Like when I embrace all the technology, I do. But my true concern is that it is handicapping our young people from really kind of figuring some things out for themselves creatively, right? And that I'm really quite impressed with AI. It's also it can be a little scary too,
Mhm.
because when something can think for you and speak like you
Mhm.
and maybe even do it better,
Mhm.
then you might lean in it to so much where there's a potential for you to lose yourself in it. And
Mhm.
I think those things have to be, we have to work that out,
Mhm.
in terms of finding the balance, because I think it's a really spectacular tool.
Mhm.
But like when I think of these spaces with young people, it's like the gaming, my son, before I gifted him with a PlayStation for his 9th birthday, because I was so resistant, because he built puzzles, he liked Legos, he did all of these things,
Mhm.
and now he's not doing that as much.
Mhm.
And some aspects of it are slowing him down.
Mhm.
And these are just my observations.
Mhm.
And being able to find balance in creating space for young people to just be curious and imagine. And some of that also is seeing other parts of the world.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm very fortunate to have lived in a home where we did have the ability to see different parts of the world.
Mhm.
And then when I got older and I got my passport, it was a part of what I knew I had to do
Mhm.
to speak in the ways that I feel are extremely important. Like because I think about things from a global perspective.
Mhm.
And so if you're one who thinks about things from a global perspective, but you haven't left your block,
Mhm.
it's very difficult, right? And so also that's important too. The
Mhm.
things that I talk about, the things that I say, and not to say I'm perfect, because I'm human,
Mhm.
but at least I make a concerted effort
Mhm.
to live out what either I'm asking someone to do or I'm expressing myself. So
Mhm.
I'm a global thinker. That made sense for me as a young person.
Mhm.
Like, okay, well, at some point I need to leave.
Yeah.
And so when I could, I did.
Mhm.
And that's something I would really love to do for children in Durham,
Mhm.
is give them a passport.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't leave the block, it's the fact that you have this book
Yes.
Mhm.
that it feels like freedom.
Mhm.
Even if you might only take one trip, but it's the bottom line is you
Yes.
have something that will let you, hopefully we still can, but
Right.
go
Yeah.
to other places, right?
Yes.
Because it informs you in such rich ways
Mhm.
when you come back home.
Yeah.
And so when I think about the work that I would like to do with people in Durham,
Mhm.
I'm informed by my time in Madrid.
Mhm.
I'm informed by my time in Cuernavaca, Mexico, or Mexico City. I'm informed by these places and spaces and people that I think will make for a rich,
Mhm.
truly curated and cultivated Durham
Mhm.
that people no longer talk in disparaging ways about.
Right. Right.
Right? That the leadership that I know that I possess and I want to give to this city, I have been giving it, but in this capacity,
Mhm.
it's one where when they talk about like vision zero for, bike, accidents and all of this, it should be a vision zero for speaking disparagingly about this city.
Right.
That we should get to a point where there is such a sense of pride
Mhm.
and a shared vision that you become protective. Like,
Mhm.
don't talk about my city
Yeah.
like that.
You must not be from here.
Yeah. You don't talk about it like that. And it's not perfect.
Mhm.
Yes, it has its spots,
Mhm.
right? But the beauty is there.
Mhm.
Like I think about my 3 children, I'm not gonna be talking to the world, in ways that don't bring glory to them.
Right.
Right? Now, I might be hard inside the house,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? But it's important because we're more than like this like this moment.
Mhm.
You know, it's not a period.
Mhm.
You know, and it's really important, especially for newcomers like college students who are in Durham, for there to be the type of leadership that loves Durham so deeply
Mhm.
that they appreciate the complexities of some of the things that, you know, one might not think, you know, it's
Mhm.
just traditionally beautiful.
Mhm.
But that's what I think Durham is.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
not
got to be
vanilla.
honest. Being here, I was telling my sister, we were both from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And sidebar, you speaking about kids leaving, I agree 1,000%. My daughter is in a program called Pittsburgh to Paris. And so she got her passport in the spring of this year, and this summer went to Paris. The first thing she told me when she came back home is, Dad, I want to study abroad. And she's 15.
Yeah.
But it was just the opportunity to be able to see something different.
Yeah.
That in her mind, I want to study over there, which if she didn't have that program.
And it forces you to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like she talked about just being uncomfortable traveling, but then once she got there, she was good. So, you know, that's definitely a piece. But what I noticed here at Durham, with us being outsiders coming in, that like, it feels like home. Like when we came here, people connected. We're sitting down with you.
Yeah.
We sat down with Miss Freeman. Like people are like, yo, what's up? What you want to do? This is how you do it. But then we also see that there's like a gap of then now there's, I don't know what Durham it is, but then there's a gap of Durham here that's just like out of touch with what the people really need and what they really are asking for. How do you look to bridge that gap? And do you see it? Are we off base by what we see as outsiders? Because there's a nest of like the jamboree that we just had in August with bringing all the football teams together and everything. What we heard from outsiders was, you going to Durham? I don't think that's a bad idea. But then once we started making the connections, working with Lieutenant Harris from the Deputy Sheriff's Department, everything like that, everybody was so cool, helpful. How can we get it done? It's for the community. Let's do it. No issues, no problems whatsoever. But then the people that were in that space, that's not the people that you deal with every day, was like, I don't know if you should do it. How do we bridge that gap to where we can go ahead?
I was going to say, what is the plan to bridge that gap?
Yeah.
You know, a good friend of mine, it was right, you know, the primary election day, and I had invited them to come and just be in the space to watch. And they declined and respectfully declined because, you know, there are people that are around me that, you know, they're not friends with. And, you know, that's, and he was just respectful in that manner. Right. But in the flip of that, he said, you have the ability to juggle so many diverse voices, which is why you're going to be a great mayor. And I think that is because of the openness that I maintain to be able to embrace so much energy. And it wasn't, he said it was energy, my ability to juggle different energies. And because everything is about energy, right? And it's not always comfortable energy. But when those things happen, it always becomes a question for myself of, why am I uncomfortable right now? Right. And I think when you talk about bridging, it's because there are many people who are in leadership positions who don't feel comfortable in being uncomfortable. And, you know, sometimes that uneasy space is, why are you in my face? Why are you in my space? And you have to be able to receive that, and you have to listen in between. And see, that's something I think as an artist and when you work with a lot of music, is that so many times I think that when people are listening, they listen at a very surface level. Right? What's the most profound thing that you're hearing, instead of everything that can exist in between spaces. I live in the in between spaces.
Yeah. You hear that bass that's driving the beat.
You know,
And now the other person's
Yeah.
like, what are you
Yeah.
listening to?
Yeah.
But that bass is driving the
Yes.
whole song.
Yes, and then everything that is attached to it,
Yeah.
right? And so when you talk about how do we do that, it's being able to live in those in between
Mhm.
spaces and find the connective
Mhm.
tissues,
Mhm.
you know, and then you bring it together. But to do that, you have to be one who remains open
Mhm.
because energy exists everywhere,
Mhm.
right? And that is it's a skill and it's a craft,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And so I think that it involves a great amount of self-awareness
Mm.
and the ability to listen. And then you take all of that and you form, you know, actions like, all right, so now what's next?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. And the one thing that I definitely want to get your opinion on, or even just hear what the plan may be for you. People are undoubtedly angry, just with everything currently, how the country's being ran, where we are, and a lot of that is at some of our fault. Not everyone, but with things like, you know, the No Kings Day and, you know, people protesting and, you know, everyone trying to decide like which way on which side of history do they want to be on. You know, we do have leaders that look like us that are speaking up, that are very vocal. And then you have others who kind of hide behind, you know, they're technically on the right side, but they don't want to be singled out, you know, by everyone else. How do you ensure that, you know, you stay on what you believe to be the right side, and then also ensure that the people feel heard and validated in a state when they just feel so angry and frustrated?
I mean, it still comes back to really being one, it's being whole person
Mhm.
and self-aware, right? And I attended the No King
Mhm.
and I thought it was an amazing sight of people coming forward, and there was a great amount of energy.
Mhm.
There was some criticism
Mhm.
because it wasn't a diverse crowd. Meaning there, you know, as many black and brown
Mhm.
bodies out.
Mhm.
And this, so my thought is that, especially when we had a primary that had such low participation,
Mhm.
and when for just as long as the incumbent has been in his seat, I've been in the process
Mhm.
because this process started for me the day after elections in 2023. So we've been at it, you know, the same amount of time in that particular in that space, him as mayor.
Mhm.
When the effort that it is to drive to downtown, find parking, perhaps pay for parking,
Mhm.
to walk to where the site is, to stand in the hot sun, to listen, to chant, to then figure your way out to the streets, to walk all of the streets,
Mhm.
still chanting. All that effort, you could take it to the ballot box and it wouldn't even be a quarter
Mhm.
of the time.
Mhm.
And that's where the confusion is.
Mhm.
And what is the intention and the purpose?
Mhm.
Because that is great.
Mhm.
People use their energy and they came out and they were just in it.
Mhm.
But then what do you do with that?
Boom.
You know, then it's just like,
Mhm.
then it feels like at some point, if you don't do anything with it, then is it a
Yep.
bit, it's a bit
Yeah.
mild complaining,
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
you know? And
Mhm.
so I'm all about it.
Mhm.
But the next thing is that you have to take all that energy
Mhm.
and you have to take it and put it the step to a polling site
Yeah.
and the time it takes for you to circle some names
Mhm.
to cast your vote.
Mhm.
That's just where you know the connection,
Mhm.
you know, for me is because people can say, "Oh, I'm so unhappy," and you know, I'm finished, and things have to change. But when you're not actively participating,
Yes.
I just don't understand,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Or the process of, which is also part of the challenge in I guess in any election, where people are just not as informed,
Mhm.
right? The fact of all the signs. I know I put out a lot of signs.
Yes, ma'am.
And that people don't know that there's an election happening,
Which is crazy.
you know?
Mhm.
And that's just,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why, and I would give it to those who are new,
Mm-hmm.
but Durham, we vote every year
Mhm.
on something
Mhm.
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yes, ma'am. It's not a surprise.
And you know why that's upsetting? Is because you can remember the state fair every year
At the same time.
at the same time.
You can remember homecoming.
You can remember homecoming. When Dreamville was here, you can remember that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Right? I mean, you can remember.
Let's go ahead and do it then.
You can. But the bottom line is we can remember these things
Mhm.
that may not give back to us in the ways of our daily living.
Mhm.
Right? Yes, it's fun. We want to do that.
Mhm.
But there are other things that we have to make sure that we protect, especially when they're under attack. Our voices
Mhm.
are under attack.
Absolutely.
Right?
Mhm.
And so when you understand that, you must align.
Mhm.
Right? And those are my only challenges. Like I'm all about, and I don't know. I mean, some question if it really is a protest, because protesting involves truly being uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And we were pretty comfortable.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, for all that it is, we were comfortable.
Mhm.
And so I think it's important for us to ensure that our active participation aligns in a way that yields outcomes
Mhm.
that are in the best and better for Durham.
Mhm.
Right? It was amazing that a lot of people I met, they weren't from Durham. So that's even more so. Like you
Mhm.
drove from someplace
Right.
and you were here.
Right.
But the other part is that people clearly appreciate a collective,
Yeah.
because when you might not be the most vocal person, you can still be in the choir.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And so it can carry you, which that's a beautiful thing too, until you
Right.
get to where you get your wings and you feel, you're
Yeah.
inspired and do a thing. So all of that is to say, all of these gestures that we make are great, but when it comes down to it, it's such simple things that
Mhm.
can make the biggest difference.
Mhm.
And those are the things that right now there are people who are trying to take those things away, especially
Yes.
for us as women.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, all the things that you're trying to require, especially if you've had divorces or,
Mhm.
as women, to, about your last name and if you have a name change, that's essentially going to be, well, I'm sorry, my guy.
Yeah.
We're going to get married, but because of the way things are moving,
Yeah,
I can't change my name.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Because it's going to be a problem.
Mhm.
And I think those are just these small ways, if you're not paying attention, that's how things happen to us.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, when I was driving Uber and Lyft, and I did that to really, truly know the pulse of Durham and the surrounding spaces. So, knowing that eventually I was like, wait, where am I?
Mhm.
Because everything developmentally looked the same,
Mhm.
right? Which that disturbed me
Mhm.
gravely. But I remember going out the next day and my mother was just so concerned because of the climate. And, and I was just like, no, I'm covered.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I remember this gentleman got in my vehicle and he was talking to someone. I knew he was talking to a woman, and he was a Black man.
Mhm.
And he essentially gave up his vote,
Mm.
right? And he was a contributor to what we have.
Mhm.
And that was disturbing because he also was talking to a woman, and his reasoning and his criticism of Kamala,
Mhm.
right, which goes just to think about being a Black woman and somehow people can't see us to lead,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I mean, it was what was told to me when I started this journey
Mhm.
to becoming mayor.
Mhm.
Oh, Anjanee, you're not going to win, against, up against a Black man, a man and then a Black man. Why not?
Mhm.
And those things, it's concerning, one, because we give life, right? And also, just as Black women, the things that we must shoulder to allow life to continue to go forward, right? And the things that we have to endure and still stay shiny and pretty and well composed, the expectations of the Black woman, right? And so those are those things too you have to overcome, right? The expectation somehow that I should already know everything when I'm in these spaces, but it doesn't happen with my male counterparts. They don't have to seemingly know everything. They can just be, right? And so these are the necessary conversations. But also, what is equally as harmful is we as women can't see we as women.
There we go.
As leaders.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go.
And especially Black women, not seeing Black women. And that is just like, man, the harm, it continues. And so if I had to talk to younger little girls, don't ever let anybody tell you what you can't do.
Absolutely.
And, don't ever let anybody put you in a box. Smash those boxes. I am that little girl that's who I am. I know boxes make people feel comfortable, but I'm good being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My life wouldn't be what it is if it were, right? My therapist, which I embrace therapy.
Yes.
I really do.
We do
And,
too.
and I spoke to, the young, the children about that because I do. I think it's necessary to have, especially like my outlet, my therapy was dancing. But after I stopped making work on a consistent basis, I became aware of just other things, right? I think it's so important to complete circles, and so I'm just in it. I want little girls and boys too.
I got a question with this.
Yeah.
Because there's another brother in the room, right?
Yeah.
And it also will pivot to you as well. From y'all voice, what do you need from us? And I'm not saying it because I specifically don't understand, or even that brother Keenan doesn't understand. But if you have a room full of brothers, what you will hear the rumble be is, well, what do you want? What are we supposed to do? And sometimes it's not as direct because people don't get the context clues or don't even have the emotional intelligence to understand where you're saying this is the space that we need and this is how we need to connect. Even in this race, what do you need from us as brothers that we can do right now to assist with seeing you in a position of leadership and being comfortable with that?
For me, I think it's important for men, especially Black men, to be comfortable with themselves, that they can see themselves occupying the same space, that they're comfortable allowing a woman to do what a woman does. I think a woman does very well, to lead, right? And to be secure in themselves, to understand the strength in being able to fall back and just let a woman shine, and knowing how to let her shine, right? I think that goes into knowing how to provide safety to a woman in leadership, and that we both can exist in the same space. We can occupy the same space and support each other in a way that is balanced, right? That there is the give and the take. There's strength in men and women, right? And I think what I find difficult in navigating the time and place of my voice, because I have a very strong voice, but in the space with men who may not be as secure in themselves, sometimes I have to make sure that my voice isn't so strong to where you feel less than, right? And so it's always this very careful balance, at least for me, right? In that space. But you know, when you ask, you know, what is needed, it's the honoring that we as women, we as Black women, that we are strength. You know, we are calm. But sometimes we must be ferocious because it's what's required, right? Not only to fight for ourselves, but to fight for you too. You know, and you know, I have 3 children. My son is my youngest. And I think it's harder to raise a boy than a girl. Because in that little Black boy is to navigate his vulnerability and not wanting to take that from him, because it's so beautiful when a man can be vulnerable, but at the same time nurturing that ferociousness that exists in him, and you know, helping him to navigate that. Because like my son can go to 0 to 60 in milliseconds, and he doesn't differentiate boys and girls, right? And so now we're in the space of saying, hey, you know, Ari, that could get you in trouble, man. And I understand. And then I have to tell my daughter, who kind of instigates, and helping her to understand, look, you have to be responsible in this way, because that can put you got to protect your brother in that way, because he can take that somewhere else, and that won't be received the same way, right? And so that is the nature of the relationship, at least what I believe it to be. You know, it's to see our male counterparts and understand the ways in which we must support one another, right? And understand that, as one of my friends said, everything requires a motherboard,
right?
You know, and you know, women, we also have to lift each other up. I mean, that's a part of the issue, right? But in this space of women not thinking that women we can lead, or you know, men, especially Black men, that think that we don't have the capacity to lead, but yet you come from a mama, you know, and just those things can be very difficult.
And I asked that because I know it's important when, like, even our pastor of our church is a woman, and you hear people say at times like, well, when are we gonna get a man? Because she says things like, I believe in the hierarchy of the church, and eventually there will be a man in this seat, but right now I'm here. So you have those who are 1,000% rider for her. I'm one of them. And then you have those people that every now and again get the mummers. And I don't like that, because it's like, we're not necessarily looking at the leadership that this woman is putting forth and how the church is actually moving and growing. We're focusing on just a gender role. And it is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I thought one of the dopest things was, as she has evolved, and now she's married, and you know, now she's starting to assign different things. You see her moving differently, and she's in she's called it her soft state, right? But then there's that switch when she's a teacher. Nah, I'm teaching, and see me as a teacher. Don't see me as a woman teacher. See me as a teacher and get this information. And I think in this position, like, we have to see you as the mayor. You're the mayor. And then after that comes but your job is to be the mayor, not a woman mayor.
Exactly. And I think that's really important, because even when I think of with my children, or I'll go back to being an artist, performing artist, and you know, the hierarchy there for me, you know, because I just think of, I'm an artist. I don't think of the color of my skin or just, you know, being a woman in those spaces. Like, there are certain things that come before I get to those labels. Right. And the same exists in this space as well. Clearly, there are going to be some things that exist within me, because just naturally, I think that there's just different energy, you know, feminine, masculine energy. I just think there's a difference there, and there's a time and place for everything, right? And that's why I think being able to have the balance in those spaces is so necessary. like I think at this time, like it's important. The time that my father let in, his leadership, it was imperative in that moment. You know what the city called for. It required his leadership.
Yeah.
Like when people talk about Durham, yes, there are some things that are they come out of what was put forth in his leadership. I mean, it's no different than technology. There are things that yes is great, but then there are things that they're spinning out as a result.
Right.
Right. And is that the fault of the technology, or is it we as people and what we now do and all of the ways in which we start to move?
Correct.
And so when there's a question of Anjanee and she's gonna be like her dad, there might be there's commonality, and that is people. Like my dad, he was like what we call boots on the ground. He's a real person. He's out with the people. That is something that we're very aligned on. But we disagree. I mean, that's just the reality.
Yeah, because you're two individuals.
Yes, and there are things that are going to make. I mean, he's male, I'm female. No different than like the incumbent. There are things that are just what they are and our differences. But people have got to give people space to see those things and not just automatically assume and make informed attachments. And that's the part that it becomes very difficult in this space because then it's not necessarily just about my father. It becomes, what are you really thinking about me?
Right.
Because especially if I'm showing up in different spaces with different people, with different conversations, are you really interested? And that's important.
Yeah.
Well,
it is.
And I want to ask you this too, because we know in order for people to take action, they have to feel something. There has to be some sort of emotional tie. People take action when they're angry, when they're inspired, when they're motivated, for any aspect of their life. And that even includes voting. So what emotion or what is it that you want your people to feel, to know that when I go to these polls, this is the person that I'm voting for?
Hope. I mean, that's something. The morale is low.
Yeah.
Very low.
Right?
Yeah.
Very low.
It's a bit sickly, and this is a spin out of our city not being completely well and whole. Right? The fact that you are checking out because you think that whoever is going to be present to hopefully run is not going to do anything for you. That's unfortunate.
Right.
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 And I have to tell people, you've got to feel so enraged or moved in a sense that that your voice, if you have nothing else, that is your currency. Right. And that there has to be a return to that. But I think by design, that's not being supported in the areas where it should.
Yeah.
Media, our news circuits, when you're not promoting something that's extremely important in process, you have a part that you're playing. The fact I was asked to be interviewed, and it was 2 days after early voting, but the media, they were out there to capture voters voting. Did you catch what I said? The last day was a Saturday. I was being interviewed on a Monday.
Right. So these people didn't get a chance to hear the voice that you're giving now prior to them voting.
No, it wasn't that. If the news was out there their job was to be there to record, to capture the voices of people voting, but voting ended 2 days before. If the news, if they weren't informed,
they're behind.
They didn't know, if they were behind, what is happening in every place else?
Yeah.
and that to me was just like, oh my gosh, like you're out here, and we concluded voting 2 days prior,
And now here you are. Ugh.
you know. And so I think this modern day, the modern day politics that I think people are checking out of,
Mhm.
that is, I do think that is a part of the design, because if we can get enough people to check out,
Mhm.
and those voices that they're going to always show up,
Mhm.
then they have the ability to control the narratives.
Mhm.
And people need to understand that they have more power
Mhm.
in them showing up and giving the effort of circling,
Mhm.
bubbling
Mhm. Mhm.
a name.
If you could, like, and I'm a Marvel movie buff. Like, I love the Avengers, right?
Mhm.
So if you could build your Avengers just with the quality of people you need on your team to start making those changes, what would that look like? Like, what are the characters that I need somebody that can get into the streets and do this and have this level of compassion? Like, what does your Avengers team look like?
So I definitely think it's someone that is in the streets,
Mhm.
right? That they move in stealth, like,
Mhm.
ways. I think it's going to take a person that also can move in another space that requires elegance
Mhm.
and just a seamless way of moving through space,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because this Avenger is gritty,
Mhm.
rough,
Yeah.
but it's necessary. It's
Mhm.
right to it.
Mhm.
This other person is easy on the ears,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? And sight.
Mhm.
The other person is like a think tank.
Mhm.
It's the brain of the operations, right? Which that goes into someone who's like truly like deep into policy and the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
Someone who can build.
Mhm.
That's necessary. A
Mhm.
builder in
Mhm.
this part. The person that has the ability to break tension at any given moment,
Mhm. Mhm.
that person is necessary.
Yeah.
That they have this incredible ability to just open it up and it just moves
Mhm.
out, right? That's a really good question,
Mhm.
because it does, when you're thinking about leading, you're thinking about all the people that you need to have around you to do a
Mhm.
thing,
Yeah.
because in this, because I enjoy working collaboratively and bringing a lot of energy forward. That's a great question of the Avengers, the people that are around to help move things forward.
Mhm.
Because like I see myself as the visionary, the person who has the ability to see people,
Mhm.
right? And that's important,
Mhm.
because when you're able to see people, you know how to protect them. You can anticipate their needs, right?
Mhm.
And so that's a great superpower.
Mhm.
And then you need the scrappy Avenger.
Yeah.
I mean, you do need a scrappy Avenger. You need somebody that can really fight in meaningful ways
Mhm.
to protect the people.
Mhm.
Which actually all of us should have that quality,
Mhm.
a bit of that quality, because that's what this is about,
Mhm.
right? At least it should be about that.
Do you have to be in a seat to be one of those Avengers for you, though? So say I'm not in politics anyway, but I'm in these streets. Like, how do I get with you to get to work?
Oh yeah, no. So for me, no, you don't.
Mhm.
And actually, I think for me, it's necessary to not be,
Mhm.
because if you have been tuned into like the last council meeting, i.e. last night, and others, there's a lot of performative politics, right?
Yes.
And so you're not getting the most authentic experience. You're getting people who are making choices because it serves the agenda to agree or disagree. Right. And so I always imagined that I needed like the Avengers, like they're out there, you know, and I think this time that I've spent, it is finding my people. And I think that is what my leadership in Durham will look like, is that no different than when I met you all. And there's something I connected to, and I was like, it wasn't oh, maybe no, it was Jess, right? And here we are, right? And I think that is going to the way that works is because there's something clearly. It's like I'm calling, my energy is calling out, and it's drawing people in to do the work. I want to continue to do that and be able to support those people doing the work. Like I always say, you know, in my heart, I'm a philanthropist. I mean, I really am. You know, just my Achilles heel. Sometimes it is the ability, like it's. I'm changing that narrative of money, right? But the bottom line is, there are just things I don't ever like to be stopped by, and this money is one of them, because so many people defer their dreams because they say, well, I just can't afford to do it, and so they don't take a shot. You know, and that's difficult. And I think that's also the climate that we're living in right now in Durham, where people just can't afford things. You know, to just basics. And so I can't even think about the basics. Why do you want me to dream? Why do you want me to think about, you know, the possibilities? I'm just trying to, you know,
I got to get to tomorrow.
I got to get to tomorrow. And I'm that person that my hope is my presence in leadership helps to be that person that helps them go beyond, I just got to think about tomorrow, to you have someone present that wants to enable you to learn to embrace dreaming again, right? To think about your purpose, you know, and to lean into that. So that's the other part. It was when you asked me about a man, and I think there is so important for a man to have purpose. A man with no purpose,
it's pretty bad.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
It is, and that's difficult. You know, and as a woman, I think that's a big draw. As a man who has some purpose, you know, it's not necessarily. Yes, you want someone aesthetically pleasing. Yes, but purpose is so much bigger than that, girls. Right? You know, it is. Yes.
She said you can be ugly, just have some dream. If you got a dream, we'll work with it.
But I still need a little bit of something to work with. A little something. Still need a fantasy to work with.
Just a little bit.
Just a little potential and a dream. That's
just
it.
A little bit. Now, I have to ask you this, because the theme of tonight is definitely hope. And, you know, we are in an entrepreneurial, you know, place, and Durham has so many, and it has a rich culture and so many collaborative efforts that are happening. And we wouldn't have known about, not known about you, but met you if it wasn't for his position at his job, where they focus on entrepreneurs. But to go into what you mentioned of just like performative politics and people being angry and morale being down and not being able to afford, how do we still allow entrepreneurs to be dreamers? And how do we continue that cadence of having entrepreneurs in Durham with everything just being so low right now?
You know, it's our choices. You know, leadership has to choose that, you know, to be intentional in that way. You have to be able to see everything that's happening and flip it for the good of those who contribute to the vibrancy. So when I think about development through Durham, and I think about the property taxes that, you know, we are, you know, people are very understandably upset about,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because there's the spirit that, well, we can't do anything. This is just this is what we have to do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so that's a very simple response.
Mhm.
Okay. When I see all of the tall buildings, or not so tall, but there are vacant
Mhm.
spaces and they've been that way,
Mhm.
to understand that those entities have already written it off as a loss.
Mhm.
So even if you know it's already a loss,
Mhm.
is to be intentional to say, I'm going to find, I want to support an entrepreneur. I want to support an artist. I want a person with some purpose who wants to go
Mhm.
into this space,
Mhm.
right? And I subsidize it by everything that's above. All the mix, the high rent, units. And you think about that, but those are intentional choices. Those are the partnerships that we have to cultivate in Durham
Mhm.
with those who choose Durham to develop in Durham.
Mhm.
We have to start thinking through those who contribute to the vibrancy of Durham. We have to think through, just in this space. Listening to Keenan, I'm just like, gosh, it's just, but you know how that has to happen? You have to say yes.
Mhm.
You have to say yes to being in space with people.
Mhm.
You can't allow a title to remove you from the people,
Mhm.
because my gosh, if I didn't say yes to this,
Mhm.
I would have never heard,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've been introduced to Keenan, who is just remarkable,
Mhm.
in that little time I had, he was dropping
Come on,
nuggets,
Stank. Yes.
So, but that's what it's going to take.
Mhm.
It's going to take, it requires open leadership
Yes.
that is not filled with ego,
Mhm.
to be able to embrace ideas greater than one's own
Yeah.
and know that you do well, we all do well.
Yeah.
And that's also something I think culturally that as Black people we must improve upon,
Yeah,
because we think if you do well and you're a woman, oh, I can't support you,
Right.
because in that, I don't know, culturally we struggle in that space of how to truly to support each other to help us move forward.
Yes.
And so going back to that question, it's just, it requires openness. It requires ingenuity, and it requires choices that align with creative, small business, everything that it requires, values.
Come on, Miss.
I was about to say,
Come on.
tonight I've learned a lot about your values, and hopefully everybody's taking that side in, because what Kim and I try to do is not make everything just so rigid when you sit in this chair. Like, how some people cut people off in interviews and all that. No, get it out. The one thing I did want to ask, just because it's just interesting to me, when you win, that's the coach in me. I don't say if.
That's right.
If you're going to compete, you play to win.
That's
you
right.
don't play to lose, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So when you win and you're sitting in that seat, you finally get a chance to kind of debrief from the moment. What's the first thing you do? Who's the first call you make? Like, I'm here now. So now that's when the work starts. So what's the first thing that you do?
After I take a breath.
After you take the breath, you done sat down, you done celebrated. Everything's like when you have your baby and everybody's there for the baby shower. Everybody's there for, and then when everybody leave, it's just you and the baby.
Yeah.
And you like, damn, where everybody go? Now it's just you and it's the work. What's the first thing that you do?
Thank God. Like, what this is, I know that I have naysayers, daggers, the underdog spirit. I have all of these things, and for some people it's impossible, but we achieve this. It is history. We're making history in this moment, right? And I have to say thank you there first, because I know that it is only going to be with His grace that I am present, right, in that moment. And that is the first thing, is just to say thank you, like, because I'm here to serve. right? And that's what this is about. This is not about Anjanee Bell. It is not. And this is not about my father. This is not about the incumbent, you know, and I say that it's not about any of that. This is serving a vision bigger than any one of us in this room. Right. And that's just big. Right. And if it didn't feel impossible, then, it's not big enough.
Not big enough.
And so I'm just saying that after, that moment where we're in it, that's the first thing I have to do. Thank you. It's no different when I wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning and that's the first thing I say, thank you. Right. And that's what it becomes. And then after that, it's thank you to the people, to the ones who believed and who at least gave me a shot, no matter how you got to that place.
Right.
Whether it's, I don't want the incumbent or because of my family legacy or because, you met Anjanee and we connected, whatever that is. This election is so important because what Durham needs right now is someone who is for Durham. They are not for themselves. They are not to continue to exploit the people and place. That Durham finally has someone who is returned, who is about the people, who is about purpose, right? I don't move by the dollar. Never have. Do I appreciate the dollar? Absolutely. Because it's necessary to allow movement to come forward.
Correct.
But no purpose.
Yeah.
Nothing like truly rooted in people. It's limited. Right. And so what this is about, why this vote is so important is because what Durham can't afford is leadership that is only present to serve themselves, to jump off to something else that does not serve Durham. Right? And that's why this is so important.
I agree.
And Durham must look beyond the paper trails of who to vote for, because it's come by way of the hands of a few, to be able to understand and to listen consistently through actions. Because anyone can sit and tell you something in that moment. But see, I would always tell my dancers, when you think I'm not looking, that's when I'm paying attention.
Thank you.
Right?
I'm paying attention.
And so that's what people need to understand about the two people who are in this race. And that's not, and let's be clear, this conversation that we're having in this space is not about the personal knowing of the incumbent. Because that wouldn't be fair of me, because we're not in personal space, right? But in this candidate space, because he is a candidate, although the space that we exist in is only to speak in the title of mayor. And that's that's a whole nother thing. That's what this is about to me. This is about the work. This is about what the work requires and the characteristics and the skills to be what Durham needs now.
Yeah.
Durham does not need someone that is just malleable for those who want to continue to exploit Durham. Right? So the continuation of this current leadership, it will only serve the people who don't want anyone to give any pushback. This current leadership will only serve the people that want to dismantle and erase Durham. Right? That's what this leadership represents.
Yeah.
And it could have been anyone who carries that spirit to dismantle and to be destructive to the viability and the continuation of work that I understood as sacrifice. Yes, I'm protective in that way. I fight furiously, and that's not the forums that we've been in. It doesn't offer the space to do what we're doing right now. It doesn't offer the space to truly show who I am, because who I am is challenging for me to exist in very inauthentic, disingenuous spaces. And to be very frank, these are the spaces that we as candidates were in, because it's all performative, right? And so coming from a performing artist, that's not even the work that's not even how I work.
Right.
So for me, it's very challenging. It raises my anxiety levels because I'm like, that's just not true. That's not real.
And you can identify it so fast as a performer, that ain't it.
That's not it. And I probably wouldn't cast you because I know that who you are is disingenuous. Like I always say that of performing artists, like when we think of film, like the camera doesn't lie. The camera sees what it sees. And that's what distinguishes those who are okay and those who are great, is because greatness exists in being authentic, right? People can appreciate that. The problem is that the bar is so low that people don't know what it can be, and even what's real.
Yeah.
Because all these spaces are inauthentic spaces. So social media, an inauthentic space, that's not real.
Right.
But people, their lives, you build your life and even ruin lives in these spaces. And that's why what we're doing, this is real, right? But people have to see people in different spaces so that you can connect the dots. So you can see, and it's just a practice. People watching is a practice, because when you have to cast and you're trying, and what you're doing is you're communicating through movement, which is challenging. Right? Because I have to talk to you with no words, but my body and my movement, they are the words. And so I'm wired to watch, and so this time that I've had, it's just been me watching and finding my voice in it, and also understanding where I fit to be able to serve Durham, and just to be able to understand the characters, to call them appropriately, right? And that's what this is about for me. It's like, I need the city to be awakened. I need our people to awaken, because otherwise you're gonna go to sleep and you're gonna wake up and you're gonna have to go live somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You're not gonna have a job.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're gonna consistently be exploited. By those who aren't here, but that leadership puts in place. If you don't choose appropriately, like, people have got to start choosing people who prioritize people over profit. And when I say that, it's not to say that you should not be able to earn a living off of what you do in business. That is definitely not what I'm saying.
Right.
But when what you do is only serving yourself and is not serving people, there's only so much money you can make.
Right.
And you definitely can't take it with you.
Nope.
So while you're in this world, you must use what you have to better the lives of people, especially those who work so tirelessly to take care of the city, to make sure that it's safe, to make sure that it's clean, to make sure it's habitable for our people.
Yeah.
And everyone must be accountable.
Yes.
Our institutions.
Yes.
Our educators.
Yes.
Our artists. Everybody has to step into this. The onus cannot be on one source.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that.
This was fun. I need you back. You got to come back.
I told y'all this is gonna be my seat.
Okay, well, this is your seat.
I know that's right. I'm telling you.
I enjoy it. I love it.
Listen, I got plans. So if you're serious,
I am serious.
Okay.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
and it's on camera. So
yeah, I'm going to say it's recorded. Are we back tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
we're back tomorrow. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, then we are back tomorrow. But before we get out of here, we are going to give you the opportunity to just give your final words to the people, because this is going to be on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So it's out there. So give your final word to the people here.
Let me tell you. So my final word for those who are in Durham, we need you to step in and multiply for Durham. This is about protecting a city that, if you choose it, you need to love it in all of its ways. And that is ensuring that its leadership that we are in the process of selecting to know which direction Durham is going to go in. And it's either going to go in the way of the people, or it's going to be going in the way of profits that do not benefit the people. And so Durham has a really clear choice to make. And I'm not here for show. You know, I'm here to do the work, but to do that, well, in this capacity, to do that work, it is being in a particular, in this role to lead, right? Beyond Durham is to also let those who are beyond Durham and who are curious about Durham, that it is a rich city. You should not be scared of Durham. Every place in the world has its challenges, has its spaces, right? I am not going to continue in supporting those who talk disparagingly about this city when you don't choose to get to know it, right? And because that also feels very personal, right? Because it's easy to attack people and to say things that aren't true and disingenuous, or to form judgment, and you don't sit down or make a phone call to connect, to actually get to know someone. So I challenge people to truly get to know Durham and all that we have the capacity to do. And also those who are in Durham, that the leadership and the vision that I hope that comes through this time that we've spent together is that I'm one that's going to always have people every single time. And that it's all about the village, the net, and the seat. And everyone has a seat. It's just yours to claim it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
With no force. That's it.
Right.
With me, you have a seat. You know, and the table's going to always get bigger because as we expand, you know, it's important for us to be able to sit down and fellowship, you know, and come and do a thing. And this is not about just divisiveness. It's understanding that everyone who is in Durham, I want to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, if I could, I mean, I might with these digital avatars, you know, to be able to be in all these spaces, right? Because I've been trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, because people are like, well, Anjanee, you're not out. I am out. I am. But maybe it's context. Maybe you don't know what I look like and you don't know I'm in these spaces, right? But these digital avatars, maybe I can get into multiple, like hundreds of thousands of spaces. I don't know, Keenan, you're going to have to tell me if that's how it works. But the bottom line is I've been trying to find a solution to how I can be in so many spaces. And this is a blessing. Thank you for inviting me, because this has been a space I was like, would I be good in this space? Could I do this?
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and so I did, right? And so that's what this is being able to know that, you know, hope is on the horizon. And when people do go to that ballot box, that's what they're checking.
Yeah.
When they see Anjanee Bell, that is at the top of the ballot, that's hope that you're voting for.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Faith, hope, and love. Let's get it done.
Wait until I put this on LinkedIn. Boom.
Yeah, let's get this done.
Yeah, let's
so
get it done.
We'll be back tomorrow, and we're gonna impact. And we got to
thank
talk
you
to you
again,
about somewhere.
Miss
Yeah,
Bell.
we'll say we got to talk to you about another opportunity that we came across. We need you to kick a
Okay.
door in.
All right. Oh, I like.
We
oh,
won't
I-
say
I
it.
like
We won't say it on air. So TDS
Thank
Radio.
you so much.
Yes,
for
thank you
joining
for
This
us.
being
was
here.
great.
TDS
Take
Radio. Y'all have a good night. Our
Good night.
voice, our culture. Peace.
Bye.